Hello and welcome back to It's a double episode today. We're getting both races 4 and 5 in. There is your championship table before race 4 in Catalonia as we head to the beach of Barcelona. Unsurprisingly then, let's look at the grid. And it is indeed, it's Raiden on pole position yet again with Vitman alongside. Raiden has absolutely been dominating so far this season, and can he keep his dominance up? There is your look at the grid, and here we are, lined up, ready to go, 14 laps of Catalonia. Who will come out on top at the end of it all? The engines start revving, tension builds, we all anticipate lights out. And it's lights out, and away we go. It's a great start from Melon. Raiden did get such a good line, but Melon absolutely launched himself off the line. Raiden instantly goes to the inside to try and cover him off, and then swerves around a bit. Melon is following him best he can to try and get down the inside into first. He switches to the outside. That's Robo peeling off to the inside, and he's actually slightly on the grass. He's trying to move. Night Donner has jumped Vimanji, and Van Melon looks to be ahead of Raiden. Yes, he is. Can Night Donner now challenge Raiden? But Melon drops back instantly back down to third place as Night Donner and Raiden instantly retake the lead positions. Now then, Raiden holding on to the lead after that. After Melon looked to have it, then Night Donner trying to get down the inside and into second place. Night Donner victorious here last season. Can he win 2 Catalonia races back to back? He's still to win a race this season. Melon's following, Night Donner also following. Who will now then? So Raiden survived the start. Melon did initially jump him, and incredible. So Crazy's getting a bit of a wobble on in the background. So they come out of turn 5 into turn 6 now. And Night Donner sends in a drift. He's chosen to drift his way through turn 6. I don't think that was the quickest line, and he has lost a lot of time. Hat Maris now wrestling with Night Donner, and around the outside he goes. M3 guys up into 6th place. It's a good start from him. So it's Cole, Insisi, Crazy, TNT are all filing through. You just look how close they are, all just following each other, desperately trying to find a position. Hat Maris looks to be wrestling. Cole absolutely sends it down and into turn 10. He's absolutely sent for one, goes miles off the track. That's going to drop him a long way behind now. Sissy up into 6th place. They're all going to be fighting for the 6th place. It's BJ Robert 28 who managed to move himself up a couple of positions off the line. Now then, here's Crazy trying to get down the inside on M3 guy, but that's not quite enough. They head toward the chicane at the end of the first lap. Robert now tries to look to get around the outside of TNT. They're all really desperately, look at them all following through. There is virtually no gaps between them all. This is unbelievably ridiculous. Elton Walters going down the inside. Cole tries to get around the outside the final corner for 13th place after being sent to the back, and I think he has indeed done it now. Up front we've got Crazy trying to get past Hat Maris. In fact, there's a huge strain. That's Sissy now into 5th place. Men 3 guys going down the inside into turn 1. Here comes Rob on the inside into TNT into the first corner, and Robert makes the move, but I think TNT's got a bit of a tap on there, and he has been hit slightly. So then as they'll file through, look at how close they are now. This is Sissy on the back of M3 guy, but meanwhile up front it is Melon who is ahead of Vitman G, who heads Night Donner. M3 guy's been well in 5th place, so down the inside goes Crazy into turn 4, and he's made the move on Insisi. Insisi's dropped back from 5th place. Does Sissy try to fight back immediately? No, he does not. He stays in that position. Crazy's trying to get down the inside on M3 guy. Is this going to be enough? We've got TNT and Hover Friends, 2 Americans fighting each other now. And then fellas, Colm kicking out, doing a bit of rallycross as he comes out of turn 5. Hover Friends comes down the inside into turn 6. Not quite enough. So then, here we go. Is this going to be enough? We've got Hat Maris who leads Robbo, who leads TNT, who leads him. Hover Friends who leads Terminal Go, replacing Hansi yet again. So Hover Friends in the slipstream of TNT. Gonna see if he can make a move. This is TNT looking to shape up an overtake on Robbo. Down the inside goes TNT. Has he made the move stick? Yes, he has. Does Hover Fragrance. Robbo can't exactly fight back on TNT either, as Hover Fragrance has slipped it down the inside. Robbo drops down to 11th place now. Trying to come back on Hover Fragrance. Is this going to be enough? Not quite yet, as he tries desperately to find his way through the field. So then Robbo is on the back of Hover Fragrance. They head into the chicane to end lap 2, and they are all still really close to each other. This massive train that extends all the way to the back of the order is absolutely 5th to 16th. It's like 9 cars following each other as they choo-choo train their way down into what the first corner on the main straight. Crazy M3 guy, Sissy and Hat Maris are all involved in this. Here comes TNT. Is TNT going to try and get around the outside? Robbo's trying to get down the inside on Hover Fragrance into turn 1. Does he make the move? We've seen a lot of people try to get turn 1. It's probably one of the easiest places to make the overtake, but Robbo does not make it on this occasion. He's still behind Robbo Fraggins. Is he going to try and make a move again? He's following, he's following, he's following. Does he pull up to the inside? Yes, he does, and down the inside he goes. And into turn 4. The move is done, Robbo is through, but instantly loses the position back against Robbo Fraggins. Terminal Go tries to have a look now on Robbo. Hat Marius is trying to defend from TNT. And in fact, here's Robbo instantly overtaking Terminal Go after almost being overtaken by him. Now Robbo's got to really focus on defending. Does Terminal Go move to the inside into turn 6? No, it does not. So then, we've seen a lot of cars all really just following each other right now. Here's Robbo trying to hold off Terminal Go as he tries to catch up to the Robbo Fraggins in front. Hat Maris is indeed in that pack reserved for Squeaks, who unfortunately left. There's a lot of people that left after this couple of race. You'll see it when we move on to the next race. Either way, we've got Terminal Go, we've got Calm Downs 13. He's in, following around, he's sliding around. This was the corner there where they had their incident, Colm and Robbo. Just did not expect Robbo to be braking when he did, and they ended up sending each other off into the distance. So then, here is Insincere, here is TNT. Meanwhile, up front, it's Vimmergy chasing down Melon still. He's really trying to give him a go now. In the slipstream, there is Raiden off into the distance. He's a long way ahead, and he's really had an exceptional season. And it's been incredible for him to back his Season 3 title. He's been off for a while now. This Wahaba Frames who just weaves back off on the drive line. In fact, he's absolutely weaving it down the main straight there in front of Robbo, trying to break the slipstream desperately. But in the end, Robbo and Colm with the synchronicity into the first corner. As Robbo tries to get down the inside, Colm tries to get down the inside. Neither of them managed to make the overtake. However, Robbo going slow on the exit. Robbo is through. Terminal Go is through, and I think Colm's trying to get around the outside of turn 3. Does he switch it back to the inside? Yes, he does, Colm, to try and get down the inside into turn 4. Robbo has to defend from Terminal Go. Down the inside goes Colm into turn 4, and into 12th place goes the Irishman. Now then, is Robbo trying to defend Terminal Go. We've got Coleman trying to defend from Robbo Fraggins. Meanwhile, just slightly further up the order, this is Incy on the back of them. 3 guy Crazy's broken ahead now off this group of cars, which has become known as the Wolf Pack recently. The Vimmergy, Knight and Melon. Vimmergy, does he go to the inside? No, he does not try to get down the inside of Melon there. For second place is Vimmergy, the double world champion. He's the defending champion, but he's been absolutely miles away from Raiden. So this is this like, would you look at this? They're all just following each other. Walter tries to get down the inside of Hobo Fraggins, and Hobo Fraggins tries to get down the inside of Colm. And there's been a bit of contact, and Colm has been tapped by Walter. Walter lets him through. Hobo Fraggins now tries to get them both, and Hobo Fraggins is back in at 13th. That was very nearly going 3 wide into the braking zone there, because Walter tried to get down the inside of Hobo Fraggins at the very same opportunity. Hobo Fraggins tried to get down the inside of Colm, and that just almost ended in disaster. Now there's this slide their way through the chicane, and in fact Walter's steaming his way past now, and ahead of Hobo Fraggins, launches his way through the inside. He is through and up in a 13th place now, trying to chase his way down. Now down the main straight, is Walter going to be able to keep in the slipstream of Calm Downs and actually try and overtake? Maybe. It is a possibility, but will it happen in this race? Having to defend from Hobo Fraggins, who tries to look to the outside to get into P13. Is this going to be enough? No, not quite into the brake zone, but Walter's overshot the corner. Walter has overshot the corner, wakes up the sleepy policeman, and there goes Hobo Fraggins through and into 13th place. Sissy is still chasing down TNT. M3 guy doing an incredible job of holding out there in 6th place. He's got a lot of cars behind him to deal with. How long can M3 guy keep ahead of them all? Or will he be able to keep ahead of them all as TNT pushes him around? In fact, M3 guy's gone off. M3 guy off. I think there was contact there. TNT's going slow. Robbo has taken himself off, trying to avoid driving into the back of TNT. And all in all, loses position from that. That did not work out for him at all. This Terminal Go has finally managed to get ahead of Robbo from when he took himself off the track. Meanwhile then, here is Robbo trying to get past TNT. Does he get him into turn 9? It don't look like turn 10, sorry, not into turn 9, the high-speed corner at the top. Then you've got the long straight into a heavy hairpin at turn 10, a heavy braking zone. Good place for overtakes we've seen countless times throughout the season. So then, Ed3 guy is on the trying to chase back up to the pack. He was doing a good job of defending before. There was contact now. Terminal Goes there, along with TNT. Calm Down slowly, trying to make his way through the order before it all goes wrong again. if it all goes wrong again for him. He would not like it to. So we've got M3 guy, Terminal Goat, TNT, Robbo, and I think there was someone behind. I can't really see what that was. I think that might be Colm. Are all on a long line here. It is indeed Colm down. Who's up caught really up into them now. Does Robbo try to make the move into the first corner? He's in the slipstream of TNT. Does he pull out to the inside to try and get it? He's really trying to stick lanes. Slipstream Terminal Goat moves over to the inside. Robbo comes down the inside into the first corner. Terminal Goat makes the move on M3 guy. Robbo is now ahead of TNT, and they both made the exact same overtake. That first corner is probably the most likely overtaking spot of this whole track. Ham Harris now having to defend from Intercy, you look to try and get around the outside. Robbo's coming down the inside on M3 guy. These two have had a coming together here quite often, and they are generally quite close to each other on track. They've somewhat become rivals in this midfield, and now Robbo's trying to get around the outside of M3 guy, and Robbo's still trying to get around the outside into turn 5. It's not quite enough, and M3 guy looks to have been pushing him on there. Robbo's on the grass. M3 guy is still going. M3 guy is still ahead. Robbo switches to the inside, and I think there goes M3 guy. M3 guy's off. Team T gets through, and I think there was contact. And there was contact, and then 3 guys found his way off and into the gravel trap. These two drivers have come together yet again around Catalonia. They collided here last time, in last season, and now Colm on the back of Robbo in the same corner where he collided with him last season. Colm tries to get down the inside, but he does not. He doesn't quite make it, and this time Robbo is still ahead. So, how long can Robbo hold off Colm Bounds in the top 10? The Brit versus the Irishman. Look how close to Colm is, close to Robbo he is. He is extremely close to the back of him. I don't think he can physically get much closer than that. So this pack is still really close toward each other. We've got Crazy Buttocks and MJ Walter trying to get around the outside. Walter tries and holds the position there. So then just slightly upfield now, we've got Robbo, who has actually lost the position to Colm down somewhere. That final corner, Colm must have found his way through. I think he must have served a penalty, and has ultimately lost the position. As down the inside does look to come over Friends, but he's not quite enough yet. So then, the pack starts to thinning out a bit now. They're not really pushing each other around the track, but it's gone very scrappy in this midfield. Wow, Hobo Friends, as we see here, he's in 12th place. He's dropped a long way back after what was a decent start. Sissy's done an incredible job. But meanwhile, the battle up front rages on between Melond, Vidmanji and Night Donner for a spot, not only on our podium, but for second place. And to really try and hunt down Raiden, which does not look to be possible. Vidmanji looks to the outside, looks to the inside. Does he go down the inside? No, he does not. He thinks better of it. Does he try and get Melond on the exit? No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. Vidmanji holds out in 9th place, halfway through this Grand Prix now. And it is Vidmanji who stays 3rd place. 2nd place is Melond. Is this going to be anything? We've got Night Donner, who won here last season in the Jaguar. In CC, in his NSX. He is holding off in 7th. Raiden pits in from the lead with TNT, Terminal Goat. These two Americans, Terminal Goat has pretty much done every race as a substitute this season, and has really been enjoying things, I believe. And this time he subs in for Hamza, who's not unfortunately with us in this race. In Catalonia, Robbo trying to keep with Colm, looking like he might be setting up an overtake on Colm Downs. Hobo Friends dropped a long way back, and Robbo dives into the pit lane now. So then Sissy goes on to lead this race. It looks like Sissy and Colm Downs both continue to go straight on. Vidmanji's in 3rd place as they're all in the pits. It's been difficult to tell who's going to be in 3rd. That's Crazy Buttocks, who comes around in 3rd place now on the podium because he's not yet pitted. Raiden, however, comes out, so Raiden is now 3rd. Is Crazy going to get ahead of anyone else though? Vidmanji looks to jump Melond and Night Donner, and Vidmanji is ahead of these two, which is effectively 2nd place once everyone pits. It's 5th right now behind Crazy Buttocks. So how much of an effect is Crazy Buttocks going to have on this race for the podium? I guess we're about to find out as Melon's now about to try and overtake Vidmanji. Night Donner's dropped a long way behind. Hot Maris is ahead of Hobo Friends, and Hobo Friends looked to make that overtake there, but that was not quite enough from them. Robbo in the slipstream, trying coming out of the pit in 13th place, but like he is, as this is starting to cause out a long train for Vidmanji. It's now 4th place. I think they've started to overtake Crazy Buttocks, and now they sent Crazy Buttocks into the path of Night Donners, which is now Night Donner's job to try and find a way past it. It's not quite a blue flag situation. They're technically racing for position, but with Crazy staying out, and he's probably nowhere near as quick as these guys are at the front. He does probably not want to hold them up. The leaders don't want to get stuck behind him. Over Frank, I think we caught him there in a bit of a spin. This is Melon, he's in a 5th place, he's trying to get ahead of him, and G9 Connor has found his way ahead of Crazy Buttocks as well. So you don't really want to just get held up behind these types of cars, because you can really be detrimental to your race. As we see, Melon is trying to catch up to Vipman G, he's trying to hold with him. And Sissy is still leading, but I reckon he'll be coming into the pits from the lead of this race. Calm Downs is in Sissy, he's actually not. Raiden does now move up in a second because of a Calm Downs in the pits then. In Sissy, staying out another lap, interestingly enough, and that means there it is put Raiden into 2nd place as Calm's pit stop. Vipman G holds now, moves up in 3rd place. He will move into 2nd when Sissy pits in from the lead of the race. So then, Melon is still behind is still behind Vipman G. Can he find his way back through and get into 2nd place? It doesn't look like anyone's going to win this race, aside from Raiden, who's looked on another level. I know we've not really spoken much about him in this race, because he's just been sensational the whole race. He's been completely over level, like he just seems completely unmatched as Raiden. From pole position, he's sort of been leading consistently aside from when he's pitted in, but here comes TNT. He pulls over to the inside, tries to get down the inside into turn 4, not quite enough. Thinks better of it. It's not the best place to overtake. It can be done, but it's not the easiest corner to overtake. Gordon, you're much better trying to get him in at turn 5, of which he's nowhere near enough, close enough to make that overtake, and so has to concede an attempt at making his way past us. Calm Downs, he's a long way to Robbo now. We've managed to bridge a gap out after those pit stops, and now it's TNT trying to catch up to Terminal Go. This is the closest battle on train looking right now. We've got Calm Downs in the car. He's got TNT in his BMW. We've got Crazy in the Porsche, who's trying to catch up to the other Crazy. Now then, Melon. In fact, Sissy now picks in from the lead of this race. How far down the order will he drop? He drops out of the podium as Melon and G come round to take the 2nd and 3rd place spots in this race. Night Donner, is he going to get close enough? He surely will. TNT trying to catch up to Terminal Go. Colm is doing everything he can to catch up to these two who are absolutely going at it. Coming into the chicane, is TNT going to go for the overtake? No, but he's going to get very close. If he can get the exit here, he can probably shape up a move on Terminal Go into the 1st corner. Out the final corner we go then. And they absolutely light it up. Crazy Buttocks is also in. Sissy comes out the pits behind the lead, I think. In fact, here he is now. There's Sissy, who comes out in 7th place in the end. TNT in the slipstream of Terminal Go. Is this going to be enough? Not quite. He does not quite get in front. He's not quite close enough. So then, TNT, he is behind still as they run through turn 3, tries to get down the inside into turn 4. He's going to make a look like he's going to go for it into turn 4. No, he does not quite. So here comes TNT on the back of Terminal Go. Still, he's desperately just waiting, lying around, waiting for an opportunity, maybe making Terminal Go make a mistake. He's going to just sit there, apply the pressure. This can work. It does have its effect sometimes if you can get your car in front to just feel the pressure. There's a chance they might make a mistake, and I think that's what's going through TNT's head right now. Is just sit behind him, don't do anything stupid, otherwise you'll throw your own race away, even if you do get ahead. So it's probably crucial that TNT waits a bit longer, wait for a sensible opportunity to arise. He has still got time, we've got about 4.5 laps left of this race. He has got time to try and make an overtake. It is possible to overtake around this track, so he does not need to think about it being a now or never situation, but he's going to want to hurry it up, because with every second he's running out of opportunities to overtake. Crazy Buttocks then, he's down in 14th and out of the points, but Frame's also out of the points. Foxy is our last points finisher in the Aston Martin, down in 13th place. It's not been the most ideal race for him. Now then, is TNT any closer to the back of Terminal Go? I think he is. There's Calm Downs in the background. Wondering if these two are going to have a coming together and if they're going to collide, which would allow Colm the opportunity to get them both. Does TNT pull out? He's looking very close, but he's not close enough yet. And Terminal got unfazed, does not go defensive, and holds off yet again. He's keeping over TNT at base. We head for turn 3 now. TNT is trying to catch up, he's trying to get near them. Is he going to be close enough though? Down the inside, here he comes, down the inside, he lines about turn 3 and into turn 4. Down the inside goes TNT, and he finally strikes an opportunity, but Terminal God defends wonderfully and holds him off. And Terminal God holds that in the 8th place. TNT still in 9th. Is he going to try it around the outside? Does TNT? No, he doesn't. He tries to do a use of his driving lines and tries to get ahead. That's failed. Overtaking opportunity has allowed Colm to really catch up now, and that could cost TNT. He's not got the time to be battling. Incisi has really lost a lot of time to these two as well. And now suddenly out of nowhere, we've got Incisi versus Terminal God versus TNT versus Colm. These 4 cars are suddenly out of nowhere coming very close to each other now on the track. So then, who is going to come out on top there? We've got Incisi, Terminal God, and TNT comes down the inside into turn 10. He's made the move. Terminal God gets a little bit of wheel spin on the traction on the exit, and that allows Colm Downs to get through now. And TNT finally made that overtake. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting for making that, and there he goes. He's made the move stick. So TNT is all over the back of Incisi. Now TNT turns his attention to his fellow another American, this time in the NSX, and so we'll see if TNT is able to find his way past Incisi. Colm Downs, there's a bit of a gap now between these two. Terminal God really trying to look to pressure Colm to see if Colm can lose a position. Colm does move over, but Terminal moves over even more. And now Terminal moves back onto the driving line, onto the racing line, and that's allowed Colm to hold the position. It didn't really look like a threatening attempt then, but it could become more. So then he's just going to be closing him out. So as he follows his way through, he's following Colm Downs. Is this going to be any better? Not quite into turn 4. In fact, he's gone very wide from turn 4. I wonder if that was planned or not, to try and get the drive out of the exit and into turn 5, but he's not quite close enough to Colm yet. So then, is he going to get ahead? Because that Irishman is splitting 3 Americans on the track now. Is this going to be, no, is Terminal going to be able to find his way ahead of Colm after he made an error trying to get out turn 10 whilst defending his position with TNT is what ultimately cost him. So then, here we go. TNT is all over the back of Sissy still. Terminal all over the back of Colm. Robbo in the background, so if anyone has a collision, there's a chance Robbo could become a threat to them in this race if an incident does occur. Here comes Sissy then. He's still trying to hold off the Martini NSX against the red BMW, the red and black BMW TNT. It's not quite enough on this occasion. Incisi tries to hold off against the Beamer, the BMW, and they look to really close up. Suddenly Colm was really close up to the back of these two, and then in fact TNT has looked to get the drive out of the final corner, and here he comes alongside this side by side going down the main straight. TNT looks to have gotten ahead Colm in the slipstream, again the slipstream of both of them. He is indeed ahead now, and that allows TNT up into 7th place. Incisi loses position, and Colm slings it down the inside into the first corner. Waited for Sissy to keep that gap, so TNT. Colm did not hold back, and down the inside and into P8 goes Colm Downs, who takes 8th place away from Incisi now. Sissy tries to fight back, but Colm catches wise to it, and ultimately he holds the position now. So then we've got Colm Downs on the back of TNT. Sissy is in 9th place. Is Sissy going to be able to fight back? Is Sissy going to have to defend Terminal? It's not looking to go well from Incisi, who did actually lead 1 lap. He lasted longer than anyone else did on that first stint. Him and Crazy Buttocks were the last 2 drivers to pit in. So I wonder if they're going to try and hold out now. They should have the fresher tyres. However, that does not look to be the case. They do not look to be going quicker, despite probably having significantly fresher rubber in this race, which is really bizarre. Colm sticks to the middle of the track so he can go defensive, doesn't ultimately go defensive. Terminal got look to try and make an overtake there, but it was not quite enough. So then, Sissy, who's still trying to defend against Terminal God, is still really trying to give it up. And in fact, Sissy gets a huge moment coming out there. Now Terminal Goat's got really onto the back of him. Sissy's becoming vulnerable. He looks to be struggling a bit coming out of corners. And now Terminal Goat is really all over the back of him, and down the inside into the final corner comes Terminal Goat for a spot further inside the top 10. They go side by side coming out of the corner. Now then, who's going to have the straight line speed? It's a drag race between the NSX and the Mercedes. The NSX looks to win, but so far Terminal Goat pulls out again. He's not giving up, and he's coming down the inside into the first corner now. Is this going to be the move that works down the inside? Into turn 1, he's braked it down, and he has made it work. Terminal Goat has overtaken Incy, who dropped from like 7th all the way down to 10th, and now Robbo is all over the back of him. He's not really, well, I mean, Robbo could be closer, but here comes Sissy fighting back. It's the final lap now, so there's no time for waiting. And down the inside into turn 4 goes Incy. He has made the move, and what a move it was. There goes Incy. He's re-overtaken Terminal Goat and retaken 9th place now. Terminal Goat tries to come down the inside into the 10, and he's instantly retaken that position. All his battling is losing them time, and Robbo's suddenly catching up. But your winner has been virtually untouched the whole race. An absolutely dominant performance, and an absolutely dominant performance all season, as he takes one step closer from his second champion, Raiden! Vitamin G looks to bring it home in second place in the end after that battle at the front side of the finale. Melon in the Corvette is rounding out the podium in P3. Night Donna 4th. Unfortunately couldn't get on the podium. He did win last season, but unfortunately different heights. Crazy brings it in 5th. Hat Maris in 6th. TNT looks to be winning out that battle in 7th place. Calm Down 8th. 9th place is NCC, but only just Terminal Goes very close to the back of him now. Is this going to be a sudden change into the final corner? Once is that line from Terminal Goes, he's going to cross the chicane there, and that's not ideal. And that means Sissy's probably going to hands down grab 9th place in his little top one given to him. Where's he going? Oh, he's got a twitch coming down the final corner. Sissy's been down the final corner, and Terminal Goat serves a penalty. Robbo slides past them both in a night. The Christmas has come early for Robbo. What on earth has just happened there? Walter 12th, 13th Foxy 50th, 14th Crazy Bullocks, 15th Hobo Freyens. What happened there for Industry? That is nowhere near ideal, but Raiden gets one step closer to his second IGTL World Championship, and he's getting even closer still, and this has been quite the season so far. He has won 3 of the 4 races. The only race he hasn't won is in Autopolis. It has been quite an exceptional performance this season, and this is about to be shown as we look at the tables. Raiden now sits at pole 32 points, I believe that says, ahead of Vitamin G, who sits second, Night Dawn third. Melon moves up into 4th place. So what will happen in the next race? And from Spain to Croatia, we get ready for the race in Dragon Trail Gardens. Raiden takes another pole position. He has got pole in every race so far. Can he keep this up? So then, it's Raiden on pole, it's Vitamin G in second, I do believe, and it is ERT Wizard in 4th with Night Donna 3rd. Who will win at the end of 17 laps here in Gardens in Croatia for Dragon Trail? Night Donna looking for a good result as it's lights out and away we go. It's a great start for a Wizard who looks to launch himself up into the lead practically instantly. Izunyin has a good start as well, trying to get up into the top 4, trying to break through the top 4, but I don't think this is going to work. Night Donna down the inside of Wizard, and it is Wizard who jumps from Hitman G. Hitman G's dropped from 2nd to 4th off the start, so it's not the ideal start from him. Izun gets a huge moment coming out of the chicane on lap 1, and in fact that's Hansa in the background as well, skirting himself across the grass. He has dropped a long way back, and now Terminal Coach, who is subbing in for Melon on this one, has indeed dropped to the back as well, along with Izun. Walter comes down the inside on TNT. Robbo's moved up in a 9th place from last on the grid. So then here's Crazy trying to find his way through. He's dropped back massively off the start. Porsche, as we've seen time and time again, especially over the course of last season, horrific off the line. Vitamin G, however, has had an absolute nightmare start to the race, as he's dropped back into 7th place, and it is the top drivers, mainly Crazy, has referred to this midfield as the Wolfpack, and indeed, there goes Hobber Frank through and into 4th place on M3 guy, his fellow Mercedes driver. Crazy trying to find his way up the pack as quickly as he can, and he tries to go around the outside of M3 guy. The top drivers, like I was saying, do refer to this midfield as the wolf pack, and it's easy to see why. You've got to try it. And the front runners, the main idea is to not fall into this midfield battle, because when you're in it, it's difficult to get out of it. And here comes M3 guy down the inside into the first corner. Does he try to get the move on over Fragens? Not quite. Crazy now goes around the outside of M3 guy, desperately trying to claw himself back toward the front after a horrific start. Robbo has had the inverse. He's tied 15th on the grid. He's now running 9th place. In fact, there's contact. There's M3 guy goes off. Crazy's also gone off. Robbo, as we were just saying, has now moved himself up into 6th place, I do believe. His unit's dropped down at 13th, Walter to 11th. In fact, Robbo has, he's 6th, just ahead of Emperor Buttocks. And what a start this has been from Robbo. Emperor Buttocks comes down the inside into the hairpin. He is down the inside on Robbo and makes the move stick in the end. That hairpin is probably our main overtaking spot for this race. So watch for a lot of cars going into that hairpin. Robbo tries to look to get around the outside there through the S section. That's not going to work. And in the end, it does not. So Buttocks is up in 6th place. Incredible race from him so far. Crazy drops behind Inzisi now as he tries to get through on the NSX driver. TNT, however, not looking to hold back. Sissy looks to shape up a move on Robbo. TNT looks to try and shape up a move on Crazy. Is he going to be enough? Crazy following around. Crazy goes one way, TNT goes the other way. Crazy, Sissy goes to block off TNT. Chris comes down the inside into the penultimate corner. In fact, TNT follows Crazy through. Sissy loses out 2 positions there. So does he get on the power back in the slipstream and trying to follow Crazy? And TNT down the main straight. In the end, he did lose 2 positions. Now then, Crazy, is he on the back of Robbo? Yes, he is, but can he get through as they head through the first corner? The chicane is also a good place to try and make a move. A lot of people look to be making mistakes there. Crazy looks to get to the outside though of the chicane, and around the outside he tries to go. TNT tries to get down the inside, that's not quite enough. On this occasion, TNT looks to be hassling Crazy for 8th place. In fact, he looks to have gotten the exit. Sissy also, they nearly went 3 wide there. Sissy comes down the inside on TNT to try and also make the move in to front of Crazy. Here he comes to the outside now. Does TNT plow it back? They're nearly going 3 wide. Izion comes down the inside on TNT. And is there contact? Yes, there is contact. TNT's round. There has been contact. TNT spins round to the hairpin. Izion has made the contact there. Absolute disaster. 3-1 just doesn't go, and Izion looks very desperate to try and get his way through. So then, Sissy behind Izion, who must got 2 places there. Crazy looks to try and get around the outside of Robbo. He's still trying to get ahead of Robbo, and in the end I think he has done there. Robbo does everything and fight back. He's across onto the AstroTurf or whatever that red thing is. Now then, here it comes in this 4-car train now. Is Izion going to try and make his way ahead of BJ Robbo 28? Not on this occasion, not into that corner. Does he try to hold himself there? Does this? He tries to get the driving line, get onto the exit, and launch himself onto the main strip. Izion now tries to get down the inside of Robbo into the first corner, and he has done. Sissy also makes his way through. Robbo tries to slipstream his way back through. Does he try to get down the inside into turn 1? Yes, he does. Sissy makes contact as he comes across slightly there, but Robbo's not giving up. Does he line it up down into the inside, into the chicane? Yes, he does. Down the inside. He makes that one work, and Robbo is back up into 9th place. M3 guy though is looking very close. Someone's gone bouncing across the curb there. That sausage curb on the chicane looks to be launching people across. And now there's M3 guy and Inzisi. M3 guy comes down the inside on Inzisi. Robbo and M3 guy, they've raced each other wheel to wheel on countless occasions, and this is another one to add to the list. As M3 guy gets down the inside on Robbo. Robbo tries to get the drive out of the corner, and he does hold it, and they still go side by side into the S section. Neither of them are wanting to back off, and Robbo holds it there. They aren't backing off here, and Robbo does hold the position in the end. Sissy tries to get around the outside, and Robbo defends brilliantly there. Has managed to hold on to that position to about 4 cars that are all desperately trying to get ahead here. Someone's gone skirting off. It's Terminal who goes off at the sort of quadruple apex corner. And down the inside now, M3 guy gets the run on Walter coming out of the corner, drawing the back straight now as they launch themselves parallel to the main straight. Around the outside, the move is done before they even get to the braking zone. Robbo takes a wider line. Sissy's trying to get down the inside in the final corner, but does not quite make it. And wait there now, Robbo is ahead of Sissy, who is ahead of Emfriga, who's ahead of MJ Walter. Meanwhile, slightly further up front, we've got Wizard, who is on the back of Night Donna, trying desperately to get into second place. Raiden Stein had run away with it already. Vimman G, fourth place. So then, who we got in second place then? In third place is Wizard, and in fourth is Vimman G. Night Donna, the Croatian, in the home, on home soil, is going to want a good result. He had a win ruthlessly taken away from him in last season's race at Dragon Trail. He's motion on the seaside layout. This is the Gardens layout, so it was ruthlessly taken away from him by a cone on home soil. This time though, he's down in second place, and I'm sure a podium would be good, but Wizard's going to want to try everything to try and change that. So then, Wizard's going to try desperately to change that and get Night Donna's position for second place. Will he be able to do it though? We're about to find out. It's going to take a lot of effort to get himself close enough to Night Donna. Wizard really trying though. In the selection he's got a Corvette. He joins Melond on the Corvettes. Everybody else has got the Corvettes then. So the Emperor products is Yoon. And in fact I think it was crazy as well. Out of Friends is doing an incredible job up in fifth place. Robbo's still managing to hold off his 4-car train. M3 guy serving a penalty. Sissy and Walter are going as close at each other. Going close toward each other is Walter trying to hold off M3 guy whilst attacking into Sissy. How is this going to play out then? How is this going to work between these two? And Hobo Franz loses the position to Crazy then, tries to get around the inside. It's not quite enough. Crazy loses the position. Emperor Buttocks, he's trying to hold on to the back of him. But will this be enough for them? He's trying desperately to keep up. Hobo Franz is in the slipstream of Crazy. Is it going to be enough for Hobo Franz to find his way through? He's in the slipstream. He pulls out to the outside, around the outside into the hairpin. There he goes, and down the inside, he cuts across, slight corner cut, but Hobo Franz didn't quite get the drive home. Emperor Buttocks did, and that allows Emperor to really close onto the back of him now. And he is indeed, and he switches down the inside off Frames, runs a bit wide. That's not quite worked for Emperor. Now it's Yoon, who looks to be really trying to make an overtake. Tries to come down the inside. It's not going to be enough though. They follow each other, but this battle is really starting to closen itself up. So then Emperor Buttocks chasing down Hobo Fraggins, and now with his Yoon chasing down Emperor Buttocks, who comes across. Hobo Fraggins swerves across as well. Yoon comes down the inside on Emperor Buttocks. He's lined it up to get down the inside into the penultimate corner. Does he make the move though? No, he does not. He backs out of that one. Does he try and get into the final corner? Hobo Fraggins runs wide. Yoon tries to get them both in the same overtake. Not quite enough. And that's now led for Hobo Fraggins, who had an error going into that, has lost 2 positions to Yoon and Emperor Buttocks disastrously. So then, Emperor Buttocks is still in 6th place. He's stalling out, but here comes Yoon trying to get down the inside into the chicane. Is this going to be enough? No, it's not on this occasion. So then, Wizard and Night Donna, are they going to be able to make this one? They're following each other, coming down into the hairpin. You need to pick out the breakings, and like we said, that hairpin probably the best place to make an overtake. Night Donna 2nd place, and the Crazy's in 5th. Vidmaji still chasing down it to get onto that podium. Had a horrific start, and it's really not got much better from there. Is Yoon being chased now by Emperor Buttocks, who's being chased by Hobo Fraggins, and 3 guys leading Robbo, who leads Sissy, who leads Walter, who leads TNT in this dramatic battle at the back of the order here, which is honestly monumental. We've got Robbo, who's had an error. I think he's gone off somewhere with M3 guy. Both gone off as he come across the train. Hit Walter, and that will probably be down as a racing incident. We've got TNT chasing down into it. Emperor Buttocks is behind his Yoon. In fact, that's Night Donna going very defensive on the main straight to hold off against him. Wizard, if Wizard makes this, Night Donna switches himself back onto the driving line to get the run through that first corner. If Night Wizard takes that position, he will probably become the most hated man in all of Croatia, as the home driver Night Donna looks to defend that 2nd place from the Britain ERT Wizard. So then, here we go then. Is this going to be enough from Wizard, as Vidman G is also there in 4th place? This unit is in 6th, 7th, 7th, Buttocks, 8th place, Hobble Fraggins. As they follow themselves through this order, it's not really changed. So you're watching this little three-car battle in the midfield, but meanwhile this battle has really turned itself up as NCC, and there's contact in NCC's round. NCC's round, TNT spun earlier, and now TNT has spent that on to NCC, who goes round at the chicane. And Buttocks is running very wide coming out of the hairpin there. I can only imagine he's just made that corner go completely wrong. Now Hobble Fraggins is looking all over the back of him. Is Hobble Fraggins going to get close enough to him? Not quite yet. Emperor Buttocks touching the grass. Hobble Fraggins looks to try and get around the outside. Does he drive it around the outside? No, not quite. Not yet. He's not yet there. He's really desperately trying to make this one now. In the slipstream, coming into the corner, which is like a quadruple apex. It is quite the corner. We've got these three still running very close to each other. Vimag's all over the back now of Wizard to try and get himself into the podium. The double world champion, defending champion, still in 4th place. It's not looking too good for him. He's really not doing well in this title defense. Raiden absolutely running away with things. Can anyone stop him? Vimag then, he's on the back of Wizard, but will he make the move to get himself onto the top 3 into this chicane? Is this going to be enough? No, he's not yet close enough. They're not going for it. As soon as he's in the pits now. Robo is in the pits, and I believe Terminal Goat's also pitted in. Might have pitted in the right time to make this a one stop. Robo and Terminal Goat might have just forced themselves onto a 2-stop strategy by pitting in a couple of laps earlier than the 1-stop window. Wizard tries to get around the outside. That's not enough, and he actually loses the position of Vimag there. But does he hold it on the outside? He does indeed. He gets the drive around, and that's Wizard back up in the 3rd place. Vimag drops to 4th in the end. Night Donner tries to hold himself away. So it's Vimag then on the back of Wizard, still trying to penetrate himself and breach into that top 3, but it does not look to be working for him today. Wizard managing to do an incredible job of holding off Vimag, the double world champion. You can just see Raiden up there in the distance. He's just a cut above the field here. He's just completely gone in his own little world. He's in a league of his own, really. Vimag trying to keep with Wizard. Is he going to get the drive out this final corner? Because it's kind of crucial. The next hard breaking on is that chicane as the old diamond spits. Raiden's in, Night Donner's in, Wizard's in, Vimag's in. Those are crazy pit in from 5th place, I think. Well, this is the 1-stop window. They do a lap 9 stint and an 8-lap stint to get to the end. It looks to be what's happening with the Hobble Fraggins and Emperor Buttocks, as they are very close to each other now. Hobble gets out the final corner into the pits. Emperor Buttocks into the pits. IGTL, MJ Walter and TNT very close to each other on the track. TNT looks to get the drive out of the final corner. And so into the pits comes Walter. TNT follows them in. It seems Raiden out of the pits then retakes the lead of this race, with Vimag now up into 3rd place. Vimag jumped Wizard through the pit stops here, which could prove it crucial in this race. There is now suddenly a gap out of nowhere, and now suddenly Vimag is now out of nowhere, has closed right up the back of Night Donner, and that means that could be crucial for them. Vimag then in the slipstream breaks in, ghosted slightly. I think he might have got a penalty or something that was ghosting now. Meanwhile, it's Robo and Terminal Go. Both of these committed to a 2-stop strategy at this point, are both racing each other, so this is for position. If both of these are probably going to have to make another pit stop in this race, as we got like 7 or 8 laps left to go in this race now. We've got the American of Terminal Go summoning from Mello on the back of the Briton. The Yorkshireman, Beta Robert 28, running around at 9th place at the moment. Can he hold off Terminal Go? Robbo has been quite defensive the whole race. He's kind of had to be. He's had a lot of cars which he's had to keep at bay throughout the race. And there they all are, as you can see them in the back of the shot. Walter, M3 guy, and TNT all in the background, desperately trying to close up. But can he keep them behind? Can he keep them all behind? He's done an incredible job defending so far. He had an absolutely brilliant start, getting up to like 6th place, I think it was, in lap 2 after starting 15th. He went up like 8 or so positions, 8 to 9 positions, and it was a truly brilliant run from Robbo at the time. Buttocks tries to get around the outside of Hobble Fraggins into the penultimate corner, not quite enough yet. Emperor Buttocks is all over the back level of Hobble Fraggins. Does he get him on the background, on the main straight now as we head on to lap 11 for these two, the Hyundai versus the Mercedes. Does he come to the inside? He looks like it. He looks like he might do. It's not quite enough yet, and Emperor Products does hold out in 8th place. So then, that is Emperor Products in 8th then. Terminal Got, MJ Walter, M3 Guy and TNT are all still very close to each other. This is Wizard and Vitmanji are really going at each other for that top 3 spot. Vitmanji has managed to overtake Wizard in the pit lane, and now they are together again on track, but this time the other way. So then, Wizard and Vitmanji then still going at it for 3rd place, only this time they swapped positions round in the pit lane. Obviously, Vitmanji must have had a better pit stop than Wizard, which is what allowed Vitmanji to get out ahead. With BJ Roberts then on Terminal Goat. He's still keeping him at bay, but with Walter catching up aggressively, it's really looking like we can have that 5-car scrap that we had at the start of the race. Here comes Terminal Goat to try and get around the outside head into this corner. It's got like 14 million apexes. Robert holds him off on this occasion. Terminal Goat now he's under threat from Walter. Walter tries to push his way past, and it's not quite enough on this occasion. Does Walter get through? He's in the slipstream now on Terminal Goat. Does Walter go to the outside? No. Terminal Goat moves to the outside. Walter follows, and Terminal Goat switches to the inside. Looks to get down the inside on Robbo. Robbo's holding him off on this occasion yet again. Meanwhile, in the background, I think it's Walter and M3 Guy. Still going out it for 11th place. M3 Guy in the slipstream. Is he going to be able to find his way? He moves to the outside. He goes to the outside on MJ Walter in the slipstream with Terminal Goat. We're on the outside before they even make it into the corner. It's a slight tap on the brakes on entry. You've really got to commit everything to get through that first corner. Terminal Goat 10th place. Walter's coming to the inside, back down the inside of M3 Guy. No, not quite yet here. M3 Guy tries to get down the inside on Terminal Goat, it looked like, and that's not quite enough now. Walter's very close to them. We've got TNT in the background, so if it all goes wrong, TNT is going to benefit from all of this. Now then, Walter and M3 Guy are still very close to each other. Now Terminal Goat looking like he might be shaping up a move. Robert's going slightly defensive into the hairpin. M3 Guy looks to keep the position there. Oh, and he's hit Terminal Goat from that far back. How has he managed to hit Terminal Goat? That's allowed Walter to get through. TNT now doesn't quite make the position, but M3 Guy did make contact with Goat. It wasn't anything colossal, but that does mean that Walter is now ahead and leaves Terminal Goat vulnerable. The TNT all over the back of M3 Guy. That did not quite work out for him. So then Walter on the back of Terminal Goat down the inside here because Walter tries to make the move. That's not quite enough. TNT's there. Emperor Buttocks tries to get around the outside of Hubba Fraggins. That's not quite enough on that occasion. Emperor Buttocks doesn't quite take 7th place on the American. He's in the slipstream coming down into the first corner. Vitmanji trying to keep with the back of Night Donna. Vitmanji could be about to become the most hated man in all of Croatia if he overtakes Night Donna here, or even if he crashes into him, which I can't see happening. It's probably unlikely. Either way though, Night Donna's doing well on home soil to try and hold off in that 2nd place. He's doing well at holding off the double world champion of the International GT League. We'll see if MG, who's had not quite the ideal title defence, because it's really not worked out for him. Raiden has he's sort of just gone from everyone. Like, he's just absolutely detached himself from the race. He's barely been seen since the start of the race. There he is, just off in the distance, seems absolutely miles away. Vitmanji is on the back of Night Donna. Is he going to be enough on this occasion? Vitmanji switches to the inside. He tries to come down the inside to get 2nd place. That's not quite enough on the back. He's following him down the main straight in front of all the fans. Night Donna is still holding out in 2nd place. Somehow Vitmanji really giving it a go to come down the inside. Does he pull out to the inside? Yes, he does. Down the inside comes Vitmanji for 2nd place in the race, and down the inside goes Vitman. He takes 2nd and now tries to chase after Raiden in the closing stages of this race. Night Donna looks to try and make move. No, he does not. The Lexus has yielded the position, and in the end it is Night Donna who is holding out in 3rd. So then Wizards in 4th, Night Donna is in 3rd place, Raiden is absolutely miles ahead. In fact, there's Walter, M3 Guy and TNT is still going at it. M3 Guy goes wide, that allows TNT to get the overtaken. M3 Guy gets a whole lot of wobbles coming out of the final corner. TNT now moves to the inside of MJ Walter. MJ Walter moves to the middle of the track, very little in the way of defensive action. TNT down the inside into the first corner. Yes, it is, and TNT now makes his way inside the top 10, and now it's his turn to try and make an overtake on Robbo. A task that has not seemed entirely easy for most of the people in this race that have tried it. They've all tried, and they've all, to some extent, failed. It's not really been the easiest person to overtake this race. It has been Robbo. He's done an incredible job. So has Night Donna, but in the end, Vitmaji has found his way through. Now Wizard turns his sights onto the podium by overtaking Night Donna. That does not look like that's entirely possible. So then Robbo holds off TNT, Walter and Free Guy, and I think that's Terminal Got or Entity in the background. So then here we go then, Walter is all over the back now. Night Donna in third place then, we got second. Second is Vitmaji. He's doing a good job. He started second, dropped all the way back to 7th at the start. I do not know what happened to Vitmaji at the start. He just went horrifically wrong. Another one that went wrong was crazy. Here comes TNT coming down the inside. Is he going to beat off? No, it's not. No, it is not. So they run parallel to the main straight. They try and make the move done again, but is this going to be enough on this occasion? He tries to go around the outside, there's a bit of contact, and TNT goes wide. That allows Walter to slide through into the top 10. This now allows Walter an opportunity at trying to overtake Robbo. So let's see, does Walter get the move on Robbo? No, in fact Walter's now immediately under threat from TNT. TNT tries to get around the outside. He does get the benefit or solution from Robbo, and he does make the move. TNT's through. Now TNT again turning his sights onto Robbo. Is TNT going to get down the inside? Yes, he does. He's through. TNT is ahead. He's overtaken Robbo. Robbo looks to immediately try and get back. Or was that an immediate action of defence against Walter? Walter tries to get down the inside. It's very close to contact there. They got extremely close to hitting each other there into the chicane. That has now allowed them three guys to get very close to the back of them all. Meanwhile, up front, it's Night Donna who's still holding out in third place against Wizard. It's not quite enough for Wizard. He's not really gaining much on Night Donna, which he needs to do if he wants to win this race. In fact, the top four is instantly reorganised themselves back. And in fact, it's Isyun. Isyun has got off. He has indeed gone off the track somewhere. Allows Emperor Buttocks through TNT. Does he get through? Yes, he does. BJ Robert 20 leading the lads around in the background with Walter and M3 guy trying to catch up the back of Isyun. It's not quite enough now. M3 guy tries to get around the outside. No, he does not. But M3EI is ahead of Walter still. Robert trying to catch up to the back of Isyun to try and reel him in to this sort of group that Robert's sort of just been leading around. Free guy, he is now making the move around the outside. Walter also tries, and Robert suddenly ran out of fuel. Robert's out of fuel. He's not got enough fuel to finish the lap there, and now he's has to defend from M3 guy. He sort of just faded out of that battle. Robert has ran out of fuel, trying to crawl it back to the pit lane now. Insisi 14th as he gets lapped. It's really been a nightmare race for Insisi. Wizard in 4th, 3rd is Night Donna. Vitmaji is up in 2nd, doing a great job. Raiden has led every single lap of this race, and I think he's also set for fastest lap as well, which means he is going to win this one with a Grand Slam, which is incredible for Raiden. He's really doing everything he needs to do to win the championship. So then, Wizard, he's getting closer. He's getting closer to Night Donna. We're on the penultimate lap, so we're running out of time here as we head into the final lap of this race for one last lap around the Dragon Trail Gardens, and Wizards gets a slide on. He's absolutely lost it on the exit of the corner, of the final corner. This does allow Night Donna a lot of breathing room, and there we go. He's through now. M3 guy trying to catch up to is Walter, who holds out in 9th place. Isyun has dropped behind both of these somehow, so that is not very good as Walter goes to take the rallycross route through, and unfortunately this isn't rallycross. That's not going to be the quickest line through. Now then, as we can see on the final lap, is Wizard trying to catch up to the back of Night Donna. I don't think it's enough on this occasion. Vitmaji in 2nd, Raiden is leading a long way in this final lap. Isyun trying to defend now from Walter, who tries to catch up. They head into the final part of the lap. This battle has been going on for practically the entire race. Most of the people that were involved have sort of managed to go their own separate ways, but the core people of this battle, Walter and M3 guys, still going. Unfortunately, there is now a young Irishman in the middle of the both. He tries to hold off against Walter. Two of the youngest drivers in the IGTL, Isyun and Walter. And now Wizard in 4th, 3rd Night Donna in the home driver. But the man who we've seen virtually none of which you won't know, but he is running in a special Avengers Endgame livery, but I mean, not that anyone's seen it or anything, because he's been gone. And yet another victory to add to his ever-growing list. Raiden! Vimanji looks to bring it home in P2 in the end, after starting 4th and dropping a long way back. Incredible drive from him. Night Donner does manage to get a home podium and Wizard in 4th. Crazy 5th place after having to break his way through the wolf pack at the beginning. Hobo Fragons is in 6th, and in 7th is Emperor Buttocks. 8th place TNT. 9th is his unit, it looks like, who's managed to get himself ahead of both of these two. And 3 guy out of Walter. Not too sure how that's happened, but Walter trying desperately to get inside that top 10. It's going to be very close this as we head through this final sector. With Walter in the slipstream, and 3 guys are going to go for it into the final corner. It's going to be close, he goes to the outside. Walter's on the outside and he's ahead, but is he going to break later? When 3 guys sneaks it back down the inside, Walter tries to hold it around the outside. Is this going to be enough? Is this going to be a run up to the line? Who gets the better exit? It looks like it's Walter, but is it going to be enough? Walter in the slipstream trying everything. It's the last lap. It's the run up to the line. It's going to be close. Walter, does he do it? Yes, he does. Walter's in 10th, and Walter takes 10th. Unbelievably close between Walter and then 3 guy. Terminal Goat looks to bring it 12. And BJ28 in 13. Oh, and he's clattered the final corner. 13th place for Robert, kind of disappointing performance, and even more disappointing performance from NCC. But Raiden has absolutely dominated. He led every single lap. He took pole position. He won this race, and I believe he got fastest lap, which does mean he got the Grand Slam, which puts him an absolutely miles ahead in the championship tables. And it is possible for him to win the championship in the Nürburgring, but he needs to massively outscore Vitman G, so it's kind of unlikely. But with that then, we'll see you next week with the final few rounds of this season. Goodbye.